Welcome to the Derby High School graduation ceremony, a celebration of tradition, community pride, and the belief that green is magic. Derby Public Schools includes 9 elementary schools, 2 middle schools, and 1 high school, along with alternative support programs at the Panther Learning Center and online e-Academy. The district offers early learning programs, including Parents as Teachers, early childhood and pre-kindergarten, as well as post-secondary transition programs like Project Search and Project Life at DTEC. Our story begins with a rich history, as Derby High School has been a cornerstone of this community for over a century. From its origin in a combined K-12 school building to the modern facility you see today, Derby High School has always been a place where dreams take root and flourish. Traditionally, every student on their first day at Derby High School walks by and touches the bell to make a physical connection to the school, signifying becoming a Panther and learning its history. This act serves as a promise students make to themselves to do all they can to graduate. Derby High School provides multiple pathways for student success, including career and technical education courses, individual plans of study, opportunities for concurrent and dual college credit, work-based learning, the Panther Learning Center, and online learning through the e-Academy. Through these opportunities, students engage in hands-on learning and meaningful post-secondary career exploration, helping them confidently navigate and prepare for their future careers. Students can immerse themselves in rigorous academic schedules while also participating in championship-level athletic programs and being a part of one or more of over 50 extracurricular activities and organizations. The friendships and camaraderie formed are the bonds that make Derby High School a special place. Panthers move with strength, think with purpose, and stand with confidence. The dedication of our educators and support staff who have nurtured these young minds, fed them nutritious meals, and taken care of the facilities they spend their educational careers in is evident in the accomplishments of our graduates. The pride of our parents and guardians who have watched their children grow into amazing young adults is seen throughout our community, but especially here today. Successfully completing the requirements to graduate high school is marked by getting the opportunity to ring the school bell. Each student then walks to the front of the bell on the opposite side from where they touched the bell on the first day to ring the bell on their last. The sustained sound of the bell, lasting more than an hour, fills the air, symbolizing the promise students made to themselves and the fulfillment of the promise as they cross the stage as graduates today. Your journey has just begun, and we cannot wait to see the magic you'll create. Every student, every day, preparing for the future. Cooper Eagles, Derby Hills Dragons, El Paso Cougars, Oaklawn Cheetahs, Park Hill Huskies, Stone Creek Jets, Swaney Wildcats, Tanglewood Tigers, Wyantier Thunderbirds, Derby Middle School Bulldogs, Derby North Middle School Falcons, Derby High School Panthers. No matter where you started, you'll always be a Panther. We are Derby proud. Congratulations to the Derby High School graduates. Your time is now.
Good evening. Please remain standing as members of the Kansas 61st AFJROTC present our nation's colors. This evening, we begin as we begin every day at Derby High School. I invite you all to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please remain standing until the cadets have cleared the floor. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Cadets, you are dismissed. Everyone, please be seated. Soon-to-be graduates, families, and friends, it's here, the day you have waited for, the day you have worked for, graduation day. We offer this graduation ceremony for you all. My name is Gretchen Pontius. I am the proud principal of Derby High School. On behalf of Derby High School, Derby Public Schools, and the Board of Education, I'd like to welcome you all, family and friends in attendance, and those on live stream, to the commencement exercises for the class of 2026. To make today special, many have given much time and talent. First, under the leadership of Colonel Michael Dillard and Chief Antonio Kitt, I'd like to thank members of our Kansas 61st AFJROTC for serving as this evening's escorts, ushers, and presenting our nation's colors. Please give it up for them. Also, Jeff Omis and his crew, and my crew, my team, for coming in and helping transform the facility this evening into this sea of green. Give it up for them. At this time, I'd like to introduce my admin team, Mr. Russell Baldwin, Athletics and Activities Director, Mr. Sean Bennett, 9th grade principal, Mr. Justin McCubbin, 10th grade principal, Mr. Todd McCarthy, 11th grade principal, Mr. Michael Mosley, 12th grade principal, and Ms. Cheryl Parks, 12th grade principal. Thank you all for helping set up today, but everything you do day in and day out for our students and staff. I'd also like to introduce some very important people on stage with me this evening. First is Mr. Edward Belson. Mrs. Christina Garcia. Mrs. Jordan Baker. Mrs. Tonya Storr, and Mrs. Sarah Wilson. They will serve as our name readers this evening, and that is not an easy task. Thank you all for joining us. Next is Mrs. Mandy Rohr, the interim principal at the Panther Learning Center. Dr. Holly Putnam Jackson, the Assistant Superintendent of Teaching and Learning. Mrs. Becky Mader, Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources. And at this time, it is my privilege to introduce to you all the Superintendent of Derby Public Schools, Mrs. Heather Bohati.
Good evening, graduates, family, staff, and friends. Tonight is a celebration of achievement, perseverance, and the bright futures that await our graduates. We are grateful to everyone who has supported these students throughout their journey and helped make this milestone possible. At this time, it's my honor to introduce the members of our Board of Education, whose leadership and dedication continue to support excellence and opportunity for all students in Derby Public Schools. Please hold your applause till all have been introduced. We have Board President Melanie Turner, Board Vice President Tanya Jacobucci, Board Member Mark Boline, Board Member James Hanford, Board Member Jennifer Neal, and Board Member Ann Phillips. Let's give them a hand.
Thank you, Mrs. Bohati and members of the board for joining us this evening. At this time, I'm honored to introduce to you all the first speaker. Michelle Pham is a phenomenal young lady. She has been in Derby Public Schools since first grade, from Wyantier to Derby North to Derby High School. She's been extremely involved in activities and a pretty good student, I'd say. Student Council, she currently serves as the president. National Honor Society, she currently serves as the president. She's the vice president of DECA and the vice president of HOSA, as well as a member of Scholars Bowl. As you can see, she's been a little busy, had a few accomplishments, so much so that about a month ago, she had a really hard choice to make. She had to decide, do I go to Harvard or Yale? She has decided to go to Yale, and she will be majoring in the history of science, medicine, and public health. I have already told her that when she is in all these cool organizations, working for these super cool places, and I'm reading about her and seeing her on TV, I'm going to be screaming, I know her. You ready?
Good evening, Derby High School graduates, parents, faculty, and administration. I am honored to be standing here today and eternally grateful for the friends, family, and staff that have shaped our journey, allowing us to walk this stage tonight. Looking into the crowd, I see more than just graduating seniors. I see athletes that won championships and scored the game-winning shots, journalists and photographers that captured the compelling stories and lives of students throughout the year, artists that decorated our school and filled K Hall with life, and students who shaped our community with parades, pep assemblies, and spirit weeks through service, creativity, and the dedication to empowering our high school. Our passions, interests, and paths are what makes us so different, but the Beige Bridge Commons, the bustling halls of energetic students, and the chaotic parking lot was what connected us, our stories. Now, our paths are about to diverge as we head into a different avenue of life. Some of us may be headed to trade school, going to college, or marching straight into the workforce. Or maybe you're still undecided. No matter where you are headed next, life after high school is going to be hard. Maybe even harder than a math test from Miss Curtis, or maybe even like climbing a mountain. Funny enough, I have found myself doing exactly that last summer when I had the opportunity to go hiking in South Korea. I had trekked several miles up rocky slopes while it poured. I'll be honest, I'm far from being an outdoorsy person, so you can imagine how hard this was for me. But as part of the hike, I had the chance to meet with a woman who is actually a monk. Up until that point, I was exhausted. I was suffocating from the humidity and questioning why I was taking part in this hike. But then, I sat down with this monk and, over tea, she told me something along these lines. Life is like an apartment complex, and you must ascend each floor before you reach the penthouse. As I sat there, I really had to consider what her words meant. Now, they serve as a reminder to me. Here's what I learned that I want to share with everyone. As we all move into our next floor of life, we have already ascended and gone one floor closer to reaching our penthouse. Everyone in this room has a different penthouse. It is what you deem as success. We all have different goals we strive to achieve. The path to reach that penthouse won't be easy. You'll inevitably make mistakes, trip and tumble while you're climbing to the next floor. However, when you stand up, brush off your knees, and continue to take that next step upward, you become someone who has grit, ready to face challenges. Looking back, I wouldn't have been able to reflect on that experience if I hadn't accepted the setbacks along the way, the moments I fell behind and the burn in my legs. But in that discomfort, I realized something that I had never truly understood before, the value of stepping outside your comfort zone. And so, there's one thing I will ask of you, class of 2026. Do not just reflect and learn from failure, find it. Embrace discomfort and the feeling of the unknown. I know that doesn't sound easy. Stepping out of our comfort zone will always be hard. But when we embrace the feeling of discomfort, the feeling of fear becomes more foreign as we welcome new insight into our lives. We will fail or make mistakes when we take on unfamiliar challenges. However, when we step outside of what feels familiar, we're given the opportunity to see the world and ourselves differently. When we embrace and welcome discomfort with open arms, we will arrive at developing humility. Because in life, we won't have all the answers, but we'll meet people and find experiences that will give us insights far beyond what we thought we could ever know. We will gain empathy because we will listen to other people's experiences as we step into new environments and begin to understand perspectives outside of our own. We will gain resilience because we will try, get up, and succeed after failure, becoming capable of what we thought we could never do. The most defining moments of our life as we ascend to new levels won't come from the times we felt certain. They'll come from the moments we felt unsure and out of place, and then chose to continue forward anyways. Derby High School graduates, as you leave this place of memories and its halls that hold certainty, walk out of here ready to climb the uncomfortable next step upward. Congratulations to the class of 2026.
Thank you. That was fantastic. Next, I'd like to introduce to you all Megan Hayes. Once again, an amazing individual. Megan has been with Derby Public Schools from the start. From early childhood, El Paso, Swaney, Park Hill, Derby Middle School to Derby High School. Been involved in Scholars Bowl, drama, forensics, and debate. Next year, Megan plans to attend Washburn University and major in marketing. One of my favorite parts about graduation preparation is getting to work with the speakers, sit down, talk through some stuff. Something that really stood out about Megan was her love of people, her friends, and all of the relationships that she has built at Derby High School. I think on top of that, though, one thing that really stood out was leading underclassmen. And I know I say this, not just me, they agree with me, but that's pretty cool.
Throughout history, some of the world's greatest minds have touched the hearts and changed the world with nothing but their words. Shakespeare, Maya Angelou, Winston Churchill, all brilliant, once-in-a-generation visionaries, and today I will surely join their noble ranks in my 3-minute graduation speech. Of course, I'm kidding, but it can't hurt to dream big, right? And what does Shakespeare know about a graduation address anyway? As far as I'm concerned, I've already got him beat. Your life is now more in your own hands than it ever has been before. And in my humble opinion, that is a horrifying realization. One moment your hands are tiny and stained with paint from art class, and then you blink and you've just gotten your first ever tax return and can drive a car. One of your closest friends just got a full ride to her dream school, and another has just gotten their first full-time job. It's devastatingly easy to fall into the pit of comparison, especially when your peers are marching towards drastically different lives than you are. Well, she got into a better college than I did, or I wish my class rank was as high as his, or why does she already make so much more money than I do? And while these are naturally accomplishments to celebrate, they're not the sole determinants of anybody's worth. You are not defined by your awards, and thinking you are only serves to hurt you. I'll say it plainly. You have worth because you are a human being. And you have made an accomplishment just by sitting here draped in the epitome of modern fashion that is the derby green gown. There's something freeing about allowing yourself the ability to both change and to fail. It's normal to change your mind and to say the wrong thing at the wrong time and to make mistakes. It's how you learn, and it will never take away from who you are. It will only make you better. By the time you leave tonight, every person in this room will have heard almost 600 names read out loud. If last year's ceremony is any indication, that will take a little over an hour. Over an hour of names, and yours, my fellow classmates, will only take a few seconds. It's not hard to feel insignificant when you look at it like that, measured in seconds. But in those few seconds, when you hear your full name read to a stadium filled with a mix of your closest friends, family, casual acquaintances, and total strangers, it will mean something to you because it's yours, and you're the one who decides what those seconds are worth. It's the last step in your high school experience. It will be your shoes on the stage and your diploma in your hands. Whatever you do, just know it doesn't need to be revolutionary to be worth doing. Aiming for the stars is admirable and absolutely worth your effort, but never forget the sun is a star too. Its warmth will be with you every step of the journey, win or lose. You don't need to be Shakespeare to enjoy theater. You don't need to be Maya Angelou to write a good poem. And if my presence on this stage right now says anything, it's that you definitely do not need to be Winston Churchill to give a good speech. Congratulations, Derby High, class of 2026. I can't wait to see us grow into the roaring revolutionaries, the small town hobbyists, and the victors of tomorrow, big, small, and everything in between. Thank you.
Thank you. Great job to both Megan and Michelle. Let's give it up for them one more time. High school graduation is truly a pre-K through 12th grade effort. It takes a team. At this time, I'd like to recognize staff seated here in the front rows, as well as educators throughout the arena that have had an impact on our graduates today. Please stand. Graduates, look around. They have worked hard to help you reach your goals, and they're here to celebrate with you today. Staff, we appreciate you. Thank you. Graduation is about accomplishments. Some look different than others, some are academic, and some are personal. We're going to start with some academic achievements for the class of 2026. If you have a black honor cord, please stand up. These cords signify students graduating with honors in 3 years. Great job. Green and white honor cords, please stand. These students have a 3.45 to a 3.749. Great job. Silver cords, please stand. These students have a 3.75 to a 3.999. Fantastic. Gold cords, please stand. These students have a 4.0 or higher. Awesome. If you received an academic letter, please stand. These students represent the top 10% of the class of 2026. If you are a Medallion of Knowledge recipient, please remain standing or stand back up. This is the top 5% of the class of 2026. If my governor's callers could please remain standing. This is the top 1% of the class of 2026. Elizabeth, Jeremiah, Alianne, Rebecca, Michelle, and Rowan, great work. You may be seated. This year, we also had 3 students commended by the National Merit. Please stand. Elizabeth, Alianne, and Lennon. Great job. Students that have received their associate's degree while still in high school or program completion, please stand. Great work. These students actually graduated last week with those before their high school graduation. Fantastic. Seal of Biliteracy students, please stand. These students have proven to be proficiency at the state level in 2 languages. Great work. Please be seated. If you plan to join the military, please stand. Thank you for our commitment to our country and your service. Class of 2026. Every single one of you has a story. Some of your stories have been loud and unforgettable. Some have been quieter. Some have changed directions unexpectedly. Some of you entered high school knowing exactly how you wanted to write your story. Others figured it out along the way. Some of you are still figuring it out, and that's okay. That's what makes it yours. It makes it your story. No matter how different all of your stories may be, you have all shared one important chapter together, the chapter at Derby High School. And what a chapter it has been. When I think of the shared chapter of the class of 2026, I think of a lot of different stories. I think of an individual who drove very far to come to school every single day, living with your grandparents or with a friend, but you still came, you kept writing your story. I think of a few individuals who found so much trouble, we weren't really sure if we were gonna make it today. Some of you we maybe even met a week or so ago to make sure, but you're here, you kept writing. I think of an individual who lost one of the most important people in their lives. The start of the school year didn't start how you think it would, but you kept writing, you kept fighting, and you made it today. I think of a few individuals who were, say a lot, credit deficient. You put in a lot of extra time to make sure you could walk across the stage today. You kept writing. Think of an individual who came to our school, learning new people, learning new content, learning a new language, and look at what you did. You made it. Think of a few individuals who lived on couches or in hotels, working really hard because you needed an income, but you kept fighting and writing, and you made it. Some of you graduated early because your story changed unexpectedly. You needed to provide for your family, but you kept writing. Some of you faced sickness, medical concerns, surgeries you weren't ready for, but you kept fighting, and you're here. I think of those of you who were here most days, working hard to get across this stage today. You did it. You made it. You all wrote this chapter together. Your musical and theater groups produced amazing performances. Your talents and voices have wowed us. You have been members of league and state championship teams. You have made great academic achievements. Some of your next chapters are going to take place close to home. Others are taking you far away. Some of you are heading to universities, community college, trade schools, military, workforce, cosmetology. From Wichita State to Drury University, to Butler Community College, to Kansas State, to Kansas University, to Arkansas, to Texas, to Princeton, to Hutch Community College, to Lucca, Italy, to Berkeley, to the workforce. Some of you already know exactly what comes next. Others are still discovering it, but that's the exciting thing about stories. You don't have to have it figured out. You get to write it as you live it. As you walk across this stage tonight, take a moment to reflect on this chapter of your life. Remember the people who helped shape your story. Remember the moments that challenged you. Remember the moments that changed you. Remember the laughter, the friendships, the performances, the games, the classrooms, the struggles, and the victories, because this chapter belongs to you. You wrote it. Tonight marks the end of a chapter. It is far from the end of your story. I am proud of each and every single one of you and am honored to have been just a small part of the story of the class of 2026. Here in just a moment, we're going to move on to the next part of the ceremony. I ask our family and friends in attendance today to please celebrate as your student crosses the stage. Cheer for them. You earned it and they earned it. But please make sure every name is heard. With that, Mrs. Bohati, the students seated here before you have satisfactorily completed all of the requirements set forth by the state of Kansas and the Derby Board of Education. They are candidates to receive their high school diplomas. I give to you the Derby High School class of 2026.
It's my pleasure, on behalf of the Board of Education and the community that comprises Derby Public Schools, to accept the class of 2026.
All right, front row, let's get this party started. Remington James Fowler. Rowan Max Ake. Benjamin James Cockrell. Raiden Xavier Scriven. Jameson Walter Whiteside. Malia Jean Sullivan. Savannah Nicole Lynett. Keely Adele Chance. Michelle Sunny Pham. Maggie Elizabeth Butler. Rebecca Tang. Christian James Reinard. Megan Lynn Hayes. Allianne Rosalie Jones. Sydney Ryan Irene Vaughn. Lennon Kerouac Williams. Liliana Isabella Arroyo. Alexis Marie Arroyo. Elijah Dylan Soper. Zoe Jo Ellen Stamps. Angelina Madison Warwick. Alyssa Mackenzie Rodriguez. Michelle Olivas Cardenas. Katrine Ellis Simone. Della Rose Gutierrez. Brianna Renee Sue Niles. Madeline May Terhune. Zayden Alexander Vogue. Keaton Aaron Brown. Mason Tan Ho. Ethan Lee Moore. Brianna Elsie Marie Bruce. William Lee Dale Carmichael. Rory Leanne Olson. Cody Ray Woolman. Toby Randall Denton. Ruby Renee Pike. Logan Eugene Lee Scott. Cameron Dean Konechny. Hunter Peyton Carroll. Draven Matthew Caudillo. Hunter Aaron Smith.
Angel Lara. Robert Michael Lowndes. Timber Jade Teachout. Lance Jonathan Height. Trent Francisco Cruz Delaguin. Javier Henry Biddle. Braden Dale Greville. Ava Dawn Jones. Quentin Anthony Lashinsky. Hayden Michael Pickles. Kenny Jane Amar. Brooke Annabelle Forward. Jerome Sabakaki Marema. Hunter Graham Karsten. Mercedes Michelle Hill. Jimothy Autumn Unrein Fisher. Deshaun Xavier Keeve. Nevaeh Cameron Jacobs. Gavino Nehemias Torres. Gerald Eugene Burling. Logan Bry Schmidt. Ricardo Alejandro Rodriguez. Jackson Pierce Flanders. Karsten Alexander Brenner. Narek Eduardo Aguero Sabas. Jaden Noble Zimmerman. Tommy Kirby. Valentina Escobar Velasquez. Christian Riley Moan. Jackson Tucker Haygood. Caleb Ryan Smith. Christopher Michael Cruz. Alexa Nicole Vasquez. Akila Ann Thomas. Isabella Sue Walker. Chloe Marie Gupton. Carly Elizabeth Berglund. Madison Reese Height. Kayla Marie Cooper. Avery Leanne Burkholder. Cooper David Williams. Bryson Alec Maldonado. Hunter Matthew Boatwright. Hudson Zachary Halstead. Macy Jean Renberger. Ella Mackenzie Ediger. Stevie Ray Hoppeck. Amy Joy Chase. Aiden Connor Moore. Levi Seth Conway. Sophia Leanne West. Eli Alexander Castleberry. Madison Ray Miller. Courtney Sue Parker. Sanaa Ileana Truitt. Charlotte Marie Ayala. Chloe Lorraine Spears. Emma Lorraine Brooks. Mackenzie Lee Johnson. Chloe Abilene Renee Payton. Lillian Scarlett Like. Cameron Elizabeth Gonzalez. Gina Jo Jacobucci. Ashlyn Ann Zerger. Cody Love Ray. Riley Addison Kelly. Bryson Jesse Lee Moreno. Samphone Nicholas Vongse. Tabitha Josefina Cacha Castaneda. Natalie Elizabeth Galindo. Alexa Nevaeh Wilson. Audrina Ann Snyder. Latoya Ray Maurer. Cheryl Marie Maytiong Pennington. Esther Ray Lynn Couch. Emerson Lynn Jackson. Mabry Louise Trowbridge. Angelie Wong Fu. Zachary Wook Lee. Tyler Fu Lai. Devin Tyron Conley. Alejandro Geronimo Duran.
Cadence Marie Sage. Rachel Leanne Sample. Carly Rose Demmel. What's your middle name? Michaela Mache Askew. Grace Ann Walker. Help me out. Alice Carducci. Julia Cantalapui. Marta Bettoni. Cadence Noel Rosenthal. Ella Ventura Hadley. Kaylin Marie Cornejo. Gianna Rain Arecchio. Lola Alice Fernandez. Brianna Jasmine Sanfion Mata. Jaslyn Olivia Bernice Holloman. Caden Scott Jordan Kegley. Brandon Pacheco. Jareth Loera. Aaron Vielmas. Omar Jaime Ayala. Cesar Giovanni Vaca. Anthony Ariel Cruz. Aaron Montoya. Jonathan Esquivel Basurto. Alvin Bufavong. Alex Densencom. Alan Keith Rodvold. Derek Matthew Albert. Carson Michael Calibert. Austin Scott Kimbley. Ayana Isabella Basu. Olivia Evangeline Para. Isabella Sophia Johnson. Austin Elise Sexton. Jacob Anthony Stubbs. Joshua Dean Nelson. Blake Anthony Treptow. Henry David Fennell. Jefferson Wyatt Greer. Colton Matthew Voss. Dakota Lee Huddleston. Evan Eric Dorsey. Brendan Nicholas Songvixai. Bo Ethan Inthavong. Micah Tyler Dunn. Dallas Wade Tritt. Jonathan David Fernandez Lemos. Carson Dariush Mierne. Analicia Nevea Lopez. Kaylin Lee Kissack. Marshawn Allen Rodeman. Dagan Lee Lucas. Ava Grace Becker. Gracie Lynn Crow. Alyssa Renee Baum. Jace Amani Simone Randall. Tajavia Ulysses Marie Carr. Jemiah Christina Marie Brown. Cassidy Mackenzie Kelly. Dylan Chase Hicks. Trayden Allen Bell. Julian Gabriel Garcia. Corbin Michael Kuntz. Lily Grace Harlan. Jose Martinez Diaz. Miguel Angel Nieves Herrera. Tariq Christopher Snyder Lavin. Holly Elizabeth Michelle Bookout. Reese Ann Draney. Magnolia Micah Page LaForge. Tanner Matthew Schertz. Cash Austin Carnes. Brooklyn Hassan Sutton. Jeffrey Theodore Timish. Elizabeth Nicole Boleen. Jeremiah Tayshawn Johnson. Ella Ann Arnold. Amarelli Claris Madrid. Hayden Elise Clark. Travis Lee Fleming. Noah Riley Koopman. Anna Brelyn Denton. Cameron Renee Wilson. Santi Justina Garcia. Madison Taylor Quaid. Kylie Kuleolani Derrick. Mabel Ariola Marquez. McKinley Joanne Sinclair. Brooklyn Rukel Knox. Emma Lee Nicole Anders. Lyric Mary Platt. Jaden Nicole Armstrong. Tiana Irina Jefferson. Denetzi Aviles Ortega. Mackenzie Jolynn Arrington. Alexandria Riley Hinnard. Naomi Marina Beltran. Sarah Lynn Abel. Cameron Blake Ferris Boyer. Jera Schwind. Bryn Rochelle Schreiber. Kingston Meyer Scott Lentz. Alexander Golland Self. Tristan Lee Chaplin. Gavin Michael Hinckley. Tyler Thomas Hooter. Sierra Ann Johnson. Markella Teedy. Michaela Lynn Harris. Jubilee Torres.
What's the last name?
Skylar Aiden Kale Aher. Odalis Monjarez. Joshua Logan Horton. Ethan James Kerner. Jack Edward Wagner. Landon Wayne Highsmith. Jace George Lewis Johnson. Gavin Carter Lefevre. Jeffrey Lee Randolph Jr. Raid Thayer Morgan. Addison Jilia Etkin. Scarlett Cynthia Powell. Tessa LaRue McGill. PJ Pitzer. Peyton James Kelly. Peyton William Sherman. Gabrielle Kimberly Renee Wardlow.
Taryn James Haggard. Jade Elise Whitted. Shanti Isabella Elaine Phillips. Stephen Chia Chow. Taylor Eva Smith. Lauren Taylor Brown. Michaela Ray Blankenship. France G. Quito. Jonas Petro Sovichus. Ewan Michael Hawkinson. Dylan Terry Denton. Tanner Vaughn Perry. Travion Lee Shelton. Catherine Nicole McVeigh. Matthew Jaden Whiteside. Riker Conlon Slates. Christian Tanisha Underwood. Jordan Marie Thompson. Asai Carrillo. Cody Nathaniel Preston. Taryn Shay Camp. Torrin. Walter Franklin Clayton. Cale Anthony Moody. Hunter Patrick Smith. Corbin Gray Hastings. Aiden Allen Morrison. Ryan Matthew DeBoer. Hayden Charles Douglas. Blair Justine Allen. Layla Gage Allen. Diego Antonio Avila Lopez. Phoebe Ann Coram. Logan Dean Weinman. Levi Dalton Smith. Kiera Ann Gutierrez. Quentin Matthew Boss Williams. Wyatt Thomas Rankin. Gideon Oliver Pomachin. Trayton Lee Bazil. Braden Allen Sims. Cohen Joseph Miller. Gabriel Joseph Webb. Tobin Christopher Snyder. Channing Michael Marshall. Anthony Wade Smith. Tamarius Martell Gray. Taylin LaRon Hennigan. Camrick Rowan Dunn. David Kano Johnson. Kale Ryan Klingon. Parker Reese Mosley. Henry Rush Black. Noah John DeVault. Braden William Starnes. Denham Weston Ulmer. Caden Dean Osgood. Isaac Gideon Hudson. Hector Munoz. Riley Ethan Kazak. Amira Abby Hienga. Leona Isabel Ryan. Jemiah Nicole Scott Murphy. Cherish Jolie Williams. Miracle Martinez. Annalise Marie Lopez. Kinsley Lynn Nunn. Noah Von Cook. Dawson Michael Huff. Matthew Huff. Mattie Kate Webb. Mason Lee Cowan. Destiny Marie McMahon Dyer. Ella Sophia Schultz. Abigail Lucio. Owen Samuel Bright. Bryant Allen Sissel. Jace Michael Devine. Tavian Stephen Anthony Jones. Trenton Dion Daniels. Eden Elizabeth Peck. Jordan Saray Novak. Isabel Grayson Kippenberger. Wyatt Finau Thompson. Hannah Joyce Jean Schinkel. Brooke Marie Downs. Taryn Riley Hollowell. Brogan Rayleigh Louise Jessup. Arabella Hope Hounshell. Ailey Nicole Rayburn. Ella Reese Davidson. Ava Ngozi Mbabuke. Zoe K. Christensen. Olivia Christine Waugh. Baron George Henry Schreiner. Curtis Jordan Lechner. Dane Matthew Tornaden. Amari Jalil Combo. Drake Edward Watson. Dylan Matthew Utley. Delaney Lucille Backover. Henry Humphrey Crandall. Lane Austin Murphy Arney. Derek Donovan Tameo Trio. Tony G. Rocco. Ethan Doe Fothriat. Yoram Salvador Palma Valdez. Luis Alvarado Velasco. AJ Nopavang. Ryland Parker Brunn. Caden Michael Fields. Logan Scott Warren. Robert Scott May. Morgan Caprono. Tyler Allen Ross. Logan Stephen Ford. Tori Lene Barnett. Colin John Baxter. Michael Dean Monarch. Jonathan Palmer Johnson. Kara Grace Britton. Sebastian Michael Finch.
Tom Quinn. An Pham. London Isabella Holfield. Alyssa Gail Penner. Giovanni Dante Perez. Jacob Michael Pierman. Colton Michael Wayne Hoover. Grayson Edward Pappas. Adam James Lee. Alex Carter Bosanko. Daniel Wayland Crahan. Olivia Nicole Trimmel. Adeline Arlene Castillo Fernandez. Andrea Margarita Reyes Garcia. Michael Adriano Dorta Quesada. Paris Gold Phillips. Jackson Nicholas Coslet. Garrett Allen Shelton. Aiden Alexander Kraus. Aiden Parker Brown. Carly Taylon Jeremak. Ashlyn Sage Wiskovich. Jayla Ryan Archuleta. Ashlyn Paige Sneed. Lucci, what is it? Vorchakova. Lynette Ling Mesa. Hannah Rose Morrison. Jenny N. Conecchio. Margarita Alream Barbosa Solorio. Lucero Gamboa Rosales. Maritza Frances Torres. Carlos Daniel González Pérez.
It's okay.
Caden James Elder. Zoe Lynn Shreve. Kyle Allen Whitmer. Caden James Ward. Elijah Abram Rivas. Colton James Baker. Kavy Vinny. Braden Richard Ebersol. Jackson Keith Papan. Ian Riley Burton. Maritza Escobar Loera. Itzel Alexa Hernandez. Avery Catherine Jackson. Taryn Shay Treadway. Howard Eugene Jordan. Quinlan Joel Egan. Trayvon Michael Washington. Keandre Deshaun Clemens. Dalton Lance Hornback. Jackson Robert Gage. Peyton Ray Goebel. Brody William Kitterman. Rowan Lee Foster. Jace Lee Hamilton. Alexis Ann Schott. Castañeda. Lily Ann Emerson. Houston Tanner Bolin. Gavin Michael Chadwick. Adeline Grace Greer. Ashlyn Reese Hamilton. Natalie Brooke McCool. Henley Rose Dorrell. Kristen Nicole Grimm. Elizabeth Blair Hageman. Morgan Alexis Thompson. Abigail Olivia Shablom. Brianne Lee Stolzetz. Alyssa Jordan Schroeder. Miranda Lynn King. Logan Calvin Davis. Ava May Hooper. Peter Black Loop. Stella Catherine Acey. Autumn Kiana Rogers. Natalie Lisette Arzola. Luna Edalie Sainz. Meyer Samuel Truitt. Taylor Reed Nelson. Mason Roger Cornejo. Peyton Alexander Sibbons. Zachary Isaiah Eugene Bland. Shaiterian Roberto Irons. Colin David Mitchell. Eric Landon Bursty. Malachi Jaden McCallum. Gavin Dean Burnett. Alexander Tomas Hernandez. Walter William Rose.
Michael Scott Pareo. Antonio Ruiz. McHarold Manahan Mojica. Colton Vaughn Patterson. Kelly Ray Harris. Jocelyn Torres. Ambrosio Aguayo. Jonathan Ramos Vera. Corbin Matthew. Mason James Mills. Briseis Mia Padilla. Nika Riley Carter. Cade Nicholas Rose. Third. Stephen Paul Hurling III. Leticia Angelina Garcia. Anissa Adema Kesenwa. Colton James Carroll. Michael Rashad Yearby. Ray Jean Liddell Shears Montgomery. Isaac Joel Nicholas. William Darden Owens. Zanis Dean Kantakule. Maxwell J. Robinson. Christian Robert Dorsey. Chloe Madison Stuhlsatz. Emma Marie Flaherty. Thor Alexander Chlumsky. Ashlyn Leanne Newingham. Juan Diego Lopez Vasquez. Camila Janet Vasquez. Wen Lam Tran. Selah Kim Lee. Daxton Paul Heydrich. Luis Armando Hernandez. Jonathan Chim. Po Nipo Ulam. Dylan James Nelson Craig. Tessa Bernice Sauceda. Natalie Ann Esser. Grace Kathleen Esser. Shayla Jean Fletcher. Joyce Wangeshi Marema. Fabian Corregeo Ramirez Montes. Ariana Marie Vasquez. Chevelle Lynn O'Connor. Nevea Cecilia Hammond. Gavin Dominic Gutzman Davis. Miles Cade Kelly. Cooper Aaron Pass. Delaney Ann Stevenson. Madeline K. Wines. Alexis Kennedy King. Faith Marie Kick. Lily Amelia Ariza. Jordan Page Hostetler. Aiden Cooper McVicker. Lauren Ray Horton. Matthew James Courtney. Brooklyn Sophia Daniels. Leanna Nicole Burling. Darian Marshawn Gentry. Milan Aliyah Gardner. Alexis Leanne Puchawalski. Erica Lorraine Puchawalski. Isabel Jordan Reinhardt. Cheryl May Monsanto Solana. Adriana Elise Derritt. Alicia Marie Derritt. Taylor May Truesdale. Kira Jaden Trapp. Ariana Lorian Brocious. Emily Jean Searle. Liliana Elise McCormick. Jaden Cade Allen. Sarah Catherine Linares. Lena Nicole Lewis. Kimberly Diane Harper. Stella Marianne Latimer. Ella Mae Gardner. Shelby Ray Jones. Olayemi Justice Olatiti Agibo, say it. Ojibolara. Sorry. Nani Leanne Vanderpool. Ashton Michael Gano. Madison Jean Brazil Anderson. Savan Ross. Sladen Steele Dillon. Batachoka Matayo. Daniel J. Gallegos. Cameron Elise Duke. Sadie Marie Harris. Leanna Jane Tuttle. Addison Janae Adams. Gabriel Aaron Wallace. Wyatt Michael Gooden. Nadia Grace Wisner. Emily Sophia Vogt.
Principal of Derby High School, I want to be the first to congratulate you. Please give it up for the Derby High School class of 2026. Graduation is a milestone, not the final destination. Tonight is not the end of your story. It's simply the closing of another chapter and the beginning of another. Whether your next chapter takes you to college, the military, the workforce, or somewhere still unknown, remember this: life will not hand you the perfect script. There will be plot twists, there will be challenges, moments that test you. Meet those moments head on. Grow from them, learn from them, overcome them. You do not have to be fearless. Just do not let fear keep you from turning the page. Let the experiences shape you, let them teach you, and no matter what, keep moving your story forward. Keely, please join me on stage. As Keely joins me on stage, I'm going to leave you with one final note. Thank you for allowing me to be a small part of your story. Thank you for the laughter, the memories, the challenges, and the moments that made this class unforgettable. I will miss you all dearly. I am a better person because of each and every single one of you. While this chapter at Derby High School is coming to a close, your story is still being written. Keep growing, keep learning, keep becoming who you are meant to be. We will be watching, cheering you on, and believing in you every step of the way. Class of 2026, go write a story worth telling, one day at a time. Keely Chance is our senior class president. Please stand as Keely, president of the class of 2026, leads the graduates in the tradition of turning the tassel. Once the tassels have been turned, this ceremony is officially over. At the conclusion of the ceremony, our graduates will proceed out of the arena. They will meet you outside on the west side of the arena. All right, Keely, you get my last free high five. After this, I'm charging.
Thank you, Ms. Pontius. First, we're going to continue the class tradition of taking a .5.
Oh, geez. .5 selfies.
Hopefully at least one of those is good. Everyone, please join me as we take our tassels from the right side to the left and throw them in 3, 2, 1.